So yesterday, I uploaded a second video talking about who you should and shouldn't vote for as starters in the 2021 All-Star Game, and I chose Adam Frazier over Ozzie Albies, and I thought to myself, watch Ozzie go 7 for 7 with 10 RBIs just to prove me wrong. Ozzie Albies went 5 for 6 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. So let me just say this right now. If you vote for Adam Frazier, W. If you vote for Ozzie Albies, a W. There's no wrong answer unless you vote for Gavin Lux. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We'll go ahead and break down the rest of that game because the Braves went off for 20 runs in a single game. We have Josh Donaldson versus Chicago, not just the White Sox, the entire city of Chicago. You have Shohei Ohtani getting bailed by the baseball gods. I am fully convinced that Shohei is a product, a child of the baseball gods, so they're protecting him at all costs. And then there was a lot of rain delays, a lot of rain and dark clouds surrounding the game of baseball, including a very sensitive subject. So yesterday, TMZ reported that Trevor Bauer was involved in an incident off the field, and this was confirmed by a lot of different sources. You have The Athletic, you have Jeff Passan, you have the Dodgers themselves confirming that they are aware of the current investigation and that they are going to be looking into it, and they notified Major League Baseball. So just like the Marcell Ozuna situation, I am not going to shy away from this, but I am not going to go into full detail, just like we didn't go into full detail with Marcell Ozuna, because I am aware of the fact that I do have a youthful audience and it makes me uncomfortable to go into the full details. That's how sensitive this matter is, but I wanted to make sure you guys know that I am 100% aware of the situation. I will be following it and updating you guys as to what happens because this is something that is very important to a lot of people. Trevor Bauer is due to speak soon. Major League Baseball is currently investigating, and I just want to let you guys know that there are resources in the description down below that if you are going through anything similar, please reach out to someone and please seek help. And I just want to remind you guys, because now we're going to talk about some breaking stories and all of the highlights from yesterday, I need to make this known that baseball is always secondary. First and foremost is treating other people with respect and making sure that you're being a good person. All right, so let's talk about the breaking story. We have Tim Locastro, who was made famous by my friend Bailey Freeman, Mr. Foolish Baseball. He probably is the fastest player in baseball history. Talking about Tim Locastro, he is heading to the Yankees in exchange for a young prospect, a pitching prospect named Keegan Curtis. Now, Gardner most likely is going to be sitting versus lefties. You're going to have Tim Locastro in center field versus lefties. Aaron Judge no longer has to play center field. I hope that they don't stop with Tim Locastro because we're going to watch the Yankees and their highlights. They need way more help than just Timmy. The Washington Nationals versus the Tampa Bay Rays. We have a cycle to talk about, but before we do that, Josh Bell and Juan Soto, they drive in the first 4 runs of the game, and then Castro, he makes it 6-4 in the 3rd inning, and then Trey Turner hits home run number 14 already on the season, and he hits a triple later on in the game to complete a cycle, his 3rd career cycle, which ties a Major League record, and this was all on his 28th birthday, so that was a really fun game to watch. Juan Soto then drives him in, and the Nationals explode for 15 runs. Trey Turner has a .318 batting average with 14 home runs, 18 stolen bases, a 150 OPS plus. By the time that this video goes out, the All-Star voting will be finished. He got robbed of being a finalist. So before we show the highlights from the White Sox versus Twins game, I want to show Josh Donaldson saying that he talked to Lucas Giolito in the parking lot before the game, and then Ozzie Guillen, a broadcaster or an analyst for the White Sox, he chimed in as well.
Well, guess what? Mr. Giolito, your fastball spin rate's down 200. Your curveball spin rate's down 500. Your slider's down 200. If we're going to talk about class, what side are you going to choose? Are you going to take the side of someone who's playing the game fair, or are you going to take the side of somebody that was probably cheating before this happened?
You was better player than me, but you never will have one of this. I got 3 of them, papi. 3. And you be shame on yourself, make all that money, the Minnesota Twins bring up you to win, and they get worse and worse with you. See you later, good luck, brother. It's still making you money. And you know what? Your next career will be WWE.
Josh Donaldson is quickly becoming one of the more entertaining villains in all of baseball, so he pimps this home run. Then Brian Goodwin, Andrew Vaughn, and Jose Abreu answer back with a few moonshots of their own. Yasmani Grandal, he gets a little bit of help from the defender on this 3-run home run. It was in and out of the glove. You have Gavin Sheets with his first career home run. Dylan Cease only gives up 2 earned runs on 7 strikeouts in 6 innings. And then Grandal does it again, 450 feet on this moonshot. So he raises his batting average to 186, and his OPS is now at 840. Baseball. I feel so bad for Aaron Ashby. He was making his MLB debut yesterday and he got smoked. The Cubs scored 7 runs without having a single extra base hit. It was a lot of ground outs and singles and everything like that. But then you have Luis Urias hitting a 2-run home run. 2 more runs for the Brewers scored on an error. Jace Peterson, these 2 RBIs completes the comeback. And then you have Willy Adames hitting a grand slam and Luis Urias hits his 2nd of the game. And I just want to mention that Adames now has 132 at-bats for both the Rays and the Brewers in 2021. Look at these splits. He has been so much better for Milwaukee. I'm happy for him. And Luis Urias, who was called a bust, he has 10 home runs, almost 40 RBIs, and a 110 OPS plus. He's finally coming together. He's finally breaking out. So you know how I said that Shohei Ohtani has to be a child of a baseball god? Yeah, I say that because he gave up 7 earned runs in the first inning of yesterday's game versus the Yankees. His ERA went from 2.58 to 3.6. It jumped by a full run. And his WAR dropped from 5.4 to 4.8, so it was not a good day at the office for Mr. Ohtani. But then you have Jared Walsh hitting a home run, and he comes in clutch later on in the game by tying it up on Aroldis Chapman on this grand slam. Then you have Luis Rengifo and Taylor Ward adding a few insurance runs, and Raisel Iglesias gets save number 15. The Yankees, that was one of the worst losses that I've seen in quite some time. They should be embarrassed right now. And the Yankees fan base, they are embarrassed. I give them full credit. They are not happy, and rightfully so. Moving on over to another high-scoring game. As we talked about in the intro, the Braves put up 20 runs. Pete Alonso, good for him in the Mets. He hits a 2-run absolute no-doubter. Woohoo! But then Acuna hits a leadoff home run. Then Ozzie Albies ties it on a single. Michael Conforto, let's just show another Mets highlight, makes a cool play in right field, and Acuna immediately answers back with a web gem of his own. The Braves end up scoring 4 more on 4 different singles. You have Heredia hitting a 2-run double, and then Albies hits a 2-run home run, which was the first home run of the game. He has 5 hits yesterday, 2 home runs, and 7 RBIs as the Braves put up 20 runs. Again, if you voted for Ozzie Albies, especially after that performance, no shade. Bryce Harper on this home run has started the season with 12 consecutive solo shots in a row, and dating back to 2020, that is 14 consecutive solo home runs in a row. The Phillies go up 4-1 until the Marlins wake up after a home run from Adam Duvall. You have Miami grabbing the lead on 4 RBI singles. Then you have Sandy Leon hitting an RBI double. That caps off a 6-run inning, and it was 10-5 in the blink of an eye. Now Harper, he comes back with yet another solo home run, so that is 15 straight solo shots dating back to 2020, and Duvall now has 18 home runs and 56 RBIs. He is playing very well. The Cardinals versus the Diamondbacks, you have starting pitcher Kwang Hong Kim having a 2 RBI double, and then Tyler O'Neill and Yadier Molina drive in a few RBIs on these singles. Goldie drives in a run versus his former team, the Diamondbacks, and then Kim only allows 1 earned run on 5 strikeouts in 5 innings as the Cardinals, they sweep the 3-game series versus the Diamondbacks. Speaking of 3 wins, the Arizona Diamondbacks won 3 games in all of June, which is bad. Brian Reynolds starts off the scoring for Pittsburgh with a home run, but then CJ Cron and the Rockies come back to score a few for John Gray, who was really good, only allowing 2 earned runs in 6 innings. You have Tapia, Hampson, and Daza all finishing off the game with 3 RBI singles. So again, a ton of offense yesterday. The Rockies win 6-2, and it didn't stop with the Rockies. The Tigers, they destroyed Cleveland yesterday. They win game number 1, even though J-Ram and Bobby Bradley, they were doing their thing. They go back and forth, but the Detroit Tigers pen was clutch yesterday. The Tigers scored 5 runs in the final innings as Akil Baddoo collected 3 hits again. Detroit wins game number 1 9-4, and then they easily win game number 2 7-1 as Cleveland pitching, they have been decimated by injuries. They just can't hang. The Tigers, they put up 2 runs before Eric Haas hits a laser beam home run, and then Miguel Cabrera is now just 6 home runs away from 500 in his career. Wandy Peralta out of nowhere throws 5 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts. The Tigers, they sweep the doubleheader versus their arch nemesis Cleveland, and this came after they completed a season series win against the Houston Astros of all team. Good for the Tigers. Taylor Trammell has been red hot as of late. He drives in an RBI on this double and then scores on an error as Kyle Seager goes the other way on this 2-run Oppo Taco against the Toronto Blue Jays, but then the Toronto Blue Jays tied up. Mitch Haniger ends the tie with the home run. The Blue Jays tied up yet again, and then Dylan Moore with the final dagger, a 3-run shot as Steckenrider earns his first save, or maybe his second save of the year. The Mariners are 6 games back of the Astros because the Astros have now lost 4 games in a row, so it's Astros A's, and then Mariners. Salvador Perez bolstered his all-star case by hitting a home run yesterday, and that was about it for Kansas City as JD answers back with a 3-run ding-dong. Then you have Kike. This made me audibly say, wow, I was not sure that he was going to be able to make this catch. And then Hunter Renfroe, I just want to say that he hit .319 with 6 home runs in the month of May, and he just finished June with the .295 batting average and 5 home runs in June. I mean, Renfroe is playing really well. So yesterday, the Padres and the Reds played in a pretty exciting game, but it ended weirdly. I'll talk about that in just a moment. You have Nick Castellanos going the other way on a 3-run home run. He is now number 1 in hits, doubles, batting average, and total bases in the National League. He is having an MVP campaign. Grisham hits a home run. Then you have Myers and Tatis both leaving the yard. Votto, I want to mention on this home run, he has now surpassed 1,000 career RBIs. But then Trent Grisham, he puts the game out of reach with a grand slam. Slam Diego was back yesterday, and then the game was called due to rain. So Musgrove, he gets the W, even though he only pitched 4 innings. And if you know baseball, you have to go 5 to get a W, so the rain really played a part in that. Rookie of the Year candidate Luis Garcia of the Astros was roughed up by Ryan Mountcastle and crew as he gives up 4 earned runs in the first inning of yesterday's game. Harvey only allows 2 earned runs in 4 innings. Good for him. The bullpen shuts out Houston, and Austin Hayes hits homer number 8, and he ups his OPS to 102 on the season as the Orioles sweep the Astros. Houston has now lost 4 in a row, and the last but not least, Sean Murphy was facing off against the Rangers. He hits a sacrifice fly, and then Frank Schwindel on this 2-run shot, it just stays fair. He gives the lead for Chris Bassett, and Chris Bassett does not look back. He goes 7 scoreless with 7 strikeouts, and just because he's my friend, Joey Gallo hit his 6th home run in the last 4 games. He's in the last year of his contract. He is either going to get traded in the next few weeks, or he's going to stay with the Rangers and either get paid a fat bag, or the Yankees are going to give him $100 million. It's probably going to happen. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys for watching all the way until the end, even though I know we had to start off with some pretty rough news. But reminder, resources are in the description down below. If you need to talk to anyone or you need any help, please use them. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.